You know, some songs are more than just music. They're entire stories. And Arctic Surfer is one of those. It's not just a song, it's a full-blown hero's journey, all packed into just a few verses. It's a story about deep solitude, this almost spiritual kind of struggle, and in the end, this really quiet transformation. So in this explainer, we're going to break it all down. We're going to unpack that narrative and figure out just what makes this anonymous hero so compelling.
Okay, so the song just drops us right into this huge, lonely world. No warm-up, nothing. No name carved in glory, no lights on the shore. I mean, right away, these lines just set this powerful tone of chosen isolation. This is not a hero who's looking for a pat on the back or for an audience. Nope. This is a story about someone who finds meaning in that huge, silent emptiness, way far from everyone else.
All right, so who exactly is this Arctic Surfer? The lyrics, they kind of paint this picture of a classic unsung hero, right? A person who's defined not by who knows their name, but by what they do when absolutely nobody is watching.
The way this song builds this character is through these super potent details. I mean, first we know he's anonymous, right? No name carved in glory. He's totally solitary, defined only by his connection to the ocean. And his resilience, it's almost superhuman. That image of a wetsuit frozen to his spine, it's so visceral, you can almost feel it. But maybe the most important part, he's driven, not by ego, but by this internal fire, this quiet belief that this is exactly where he's supposed to be.
Now, a character this extreme, well, he needs an equally extreme stage to play on. And the Arctic in this song, it's not just a backdrop, oh no. It's an active force, a really brutal but beautiful arena filled with these intense contradictions.
And you can see that paradox so clearly here. The lyrics are just this constant tug-of-war between total opposites. You've got ice versus flame, frozen versus fire, darkness versus sun. This is not just some cold, still landscape. It's a battleground of elemental forces. And it's right in the middle of all that conflict that our hero is trying to find his truth.
This line from the chorus, it just captures it perfectly. He rides where the ice meets flame, boom, that's the arena. And just as important, it's a place where the sea don't care for names. In a place like that, your status, your history, it all just melts away. All that's left is the raw present moment and who you decide to be right then and there.
But what does it actually cost to find peace in a place this harsh? I mean, his quest comes with a seriously heavy price, but the song frames it in a really interesting way. It's not pointless suffering. It's more like a series of necessary trials he has to go through to get to a deeper understanding.
You know, the outside world just can't wrap its head around his journey. From a safe, comfortable distance, it looks like pure madness, or maybe, some misguided attempt at being brave. This line really shows that huge disconnect between how people see his quest and the really deep internal purpose that's actually driving him.
And these trials, they really come in three different forms, as you can see. First, there's the brutal physical one, just surviving the elements. Then you've got the social trial, being judged and misunderstood by everybody else. And finally, maybe the hardest of all, the internal trial of facing his own fear, even as his bones are shaking. So how does he get through all that? Well, not with brute force. He does it with reverence. And that right there is the key to his entire journey. The lyrics say, no fear, no fight. Just this deep respect for the power he's up against. See, he isn't there to conquer the ocean, he's there to join it. And it's this mindset, this reverence, this idea of surrendering instead of struggling that leads us to the emotional peak of the whole song. This is the moment of total transformation, where all that pain and all that effort, it finally pays off. This is it. This is the turning point. After all that struggle, there is this moment of just absolute release. The fear is gone, and he's finally let in by the very silence he adores. It's a moment of pure surrender and belonging. It's the ultimate reward for everything he's been through.
This moment is, well, it's nothing short of a rebirth. All the pressure from the outside, all the doubt on the inside, it's all stripped away. And what's left is something new, something forged in that crucible of ice and will. It's a complete shedding of old fears, and in their place is this just radiant sense of belonging and purpose.
And the chorus makes this idea of rebirth totally explicit. He is, quote, reborn in the ocean's frame. He's not an outsider fighting the waves anymore. He's become a fundamental part of that wild, untamed world around him, totally shaped by its power. Okay, so after a transformation that big, what's left? What is the legacy of a journey that nobody even saw?
Well, it's a legacy that exists completely outside of fame or recognition.
The lyrics make it absolutely clear that this was never for an audience. No camera rolls, no record kept. His purpose was 100% internal. He came for peace, not for acclaim. So his legacy isn't going to be found in books or in stories. Nope, it's absorbed by nature itself. And in this really beautiful reversal, it's the ocean that now sings his name.
And this is pretty much how the song leaves us. His presence becomes a kind of myth, just a feeling in the air. You're not going to find physical proof, no footprints. But his story, his essence, it's still there. He becomes a legend that you feel instead of one that you see.
So what's the big takeaway from all of this? Well, the story of the Arctic surfer makes a really powerful case that the most meaningful, the most life-changing journeys, they don't need an audience. Their value is defined from the inside, not by what anyone else thinks.
And that leaves us with one last, pretty fascinating question. The song's answer seems to be a huge yes, but what do you think? If a story, a heroic story unfolds and there's no one there to see it, does it still have meaning? It's definitely something to think about. Thanks for diving into this with us.